Yes.
And we're back.
Okay.
Okay.
So best director.
Isn't that a kick in the nose?
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Hold it down, guys. So our next category is Best Director. Best Director. Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Todd Phillips, Joker. Bong Joon-ho, Parasite. Martin Scorsese, The Irishman. Sam Mendes, 1917. Lon.
Oh, okay.
Lon, Best Director.
Well, this is the reason I'm wearing my New Zealand shirt. Is I thought there was a slight to Taiki Waititi, who should have been nominated for Jojo Rabbit.
I agree with you on
Now,
that.
the only reason I say that
Yes.
because I think
agree with
Jojo
you on that.
Rabbit,
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Who?
I agree with
Taiki
him.
Waititi,
I can
who's a
never say
New
that.
Zealand
Rabbit.
Kiwi director, who's not nominated. And
I agree.
Right.
He's
But-
not.
here's the odd part: is that I thought Jojo Rabbit and The Parasite were at least two of the most original movies I saw this year.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, okay, here's something I've never seen before,
Absolutely.
one way or another, you know?
Yes.
And yet, I've seen the other ones. It's like, okay, and I cannot slight them either. So I will give the five directors their due. Scorsese, like I said, huge fan. Everyone was telling me how overrated this movie was. I watched it and I said, this was one of his best. 3.5 hours. In fact, this is how good it is. I had to watch it on Netflix because of time periods. I actually watched 8 movies in the last 3 days to get this done.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And this was, to me, the most compelling out of all of them. I was shocked how much. In fact, I am going to see this at the movie theater to see how I can sit through 3.5 hours of this on the big screen. 'Cause that's how curious I am.
You are good.
Wow.
So I almost want to give it to him. I think Sam Mendes is definitely going to win. You know, again, same thing like these other. It's
For
almost like a shoe-in
1917?
for 1917
Yeah.
because technically it was the most cinematic, I think, of all the movies, with The Irishman coming very second as far as cinematic and technical stuff. Now, like I said, Parasite I thought was wonderful. If I were voting, I would vote for Bong.
You are
What-
voting.
Bong Joon-ho for this movie. He's the person I personally would vote for only because I thought out of originality, period, I'm seeing something different I've never seen before.
Absolutely.
I think for sure he's going to
But-
win foreign.
Do you think so?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be
absolutely.
interesting.
I think so too.
Because he's nominated
Yeah.
for foreign and
Right.
American.
Oh, yeah.
Best director.
No, and my thing is I thought, Almodovar still has a shot at that again because he's sort of liked by them.
Right.
But it'll be interesting because, like I said, the only one I would slight would be Todd Phillips because I didn't like the Joker. But even I can't say it was not a badly directed movie at all. His direction of the actors in that, for example, is excellent. They all did a great job. So again, I would just say, okay, Sam Mendes is going to win, but I would vote for Bong Joon-ho.
Okay, I'm gonna also. Okay, I had a conflict between Todd Phillips and Bong Joon-ho because the darkness of the Joker was amazing to me, and he captured that. But I am also going to give it to Bong Joon-ho. Because I thought that movie was like amazing. It was so entertaining. It was so
Unexpected, wouldn't you say? Because Bong
Yes.
Joon-ho, I would say the same thing. There's a
Yeah.
very big darkness to that movie.
it is, but
Yeah.
it's done in a very light way.
Oh, very much so.
You know
Very
what I mean?
ironic.
Yes.
The humor is there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Dark comedy.
and that's why I'm giving it to him because he took something very dark and he made it very light. And I love that. But
Like
believe me,
accessible.
it was a conflict between the Joker, Todd Phillips, and Bong Joon-ho, but that's who I'm giving it.
Because
to,
another thing I'll
Bong
also
Joon-ho.
mention too is that that's to me what Quentin Tarantino had also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really dealing with a very heavy,
Yes.
dark subject,
Yes.
and yet bringing
Mhm.
again I think that's his genius. The fact that there's so much humor that people throw into.
I agree,
finds
and
in his movies,
I
so.
agree with that too, because I would say those are the three things. I did not see 1917, The Irishman. I thought, how many times have I seen that movie? I've seen a lot, and
Corona.
but Parasite
Corona with
to me was like really amazing. It just cut like an onion. It just kept getting more and more and more layers that I was just so intrigued.
Which one? Sorry.
Parasite.
Okay.
Parasite.
Sorry, because
I was just so much layers. The Joker was very dark, and that was my conflicting movie. Joker, because he did it so dark and so intriguing. Sometimes when something is so dark, you lose interest. But you didn't.
for everybody. Yeah.
You didn't.
I love that.
But I'm going to give it to Bong Joon-ho for Parasite because it was also dark, but light at the same way. Okay.
Addie.
Okay.
Best director.
What I did was I looked up all the other movies all these directors had done.
Mm-hmm.
And my choice is Todd Phillips for the Joker because
What's
this is
your
what
movie?
Joker. Because
I
what
get
this guy had done was always comedy. Hangover, all the hangovers,
Yeah.
all the road trips,
Yeah.
old school.
Yeah.
So he really went 180 degrees to
Yeah.
do the Joker.
I agree.
Okay, I did not like Parasite. I know I'm the three persons in the world who did not like Parasite because I thought it was so stupid. Okay, and he had done Snowpiercer, The Host, and Mother. And Mother is the closest to Parasite, I think, in its odd way.
Yes.
Martin Scorsese does Martin Scorsese incredibly well. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
The fuck up when I'm talking.
Please continue.
Right.
Maestras.
Sam Mendes does Skyfall, Revolutionary Road, Road to Perdition, which I personally loved. So to me, these serious things are, it's in his genre. But Todd Phillips, because he's done nothing but comedy, to do the Joker, I thought was a big leap for him. And I love
It is a huge
Quentin
leap.
Tarantino because he does all the other great ones like Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Inglourious Basterds, Django, which I loved all these movies, but it's still in his genre.
Yeah.
I like somebody who goes outside their genre,
Interesting.
and that's what he did. But until I looked up all these
Good point.
directors, tell you the truth, I couldn't make a decision because, well, Parasite I could because I didn't like it. But I mean, it was original, but the ending sucked. I'm sorry. What do you call that? What do you call that? When you're giving away the ending?
Oh, spoiler
Spoiler
alert.
alert.
Spoiler alert. Yes, it sucked.
like
Okay. No, it was original up to a point.
She
but
didn't like it.
I did not like it. But so to me, Todd Phillips made
No me
a
gusta.
big leap, made a big leap from comedy to the Joker, which is so dark. To me, that was a big leap, and he did it incredibly well.
I agree with you on that.
Okay.
Well, the funny thing is for me is like what I will say is that quickly is that he does over the top movies.
He does.
So my thing is when Todd Phillips did Hangover, I can see him doing the Joker
Really?
only because it's all about insanity, about how things are going left and
And it's
right,
a
and you have
mystery.
no control.
Hangover
over
is a
it.
mystery.
Right?
Really
So,
good
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Good
So-
point, Lon. That is very
But
true.
you're right about the tones. I'm sorry. Someone who liked The Hangover, if they see the Joker, I don't know if they
You would
like
never
him.
know it's the
But-
same director.
But to be quite honest, yeah, they would. They
But he was
probably
working
would.
his way to that because that movie, he did another movie that was more serious.
Which
So
one?
Slowly, I can't remember that. I was watching my podcast. And
You got to know the name,
yeah,
George.
That's, right. That's why we're going to cut this off. Next.
Sean?
Okay. All right, here we go. This is for Best Director. Now, The Irishman, I want my 3.5 hours back. The Joker, I loved 1917. We haven't spoken about that yet, but I have a lot of issues with that one.
Yeah. you
Once
do.
Upon a Time in Hollywood. Love the movie. Love Quentin Tarantino. Fantastic. Parasite. Loved it. Sorry.
Loved
Talk to the
it.
hand. Loved it.
Back to the hand.
It sucked.
But I don't know. No, it did. It did. Don't listen to Patty.
It's not
Don't listen to her. So I don't think Parasite's going to win here because I think it will take foreign for sure. Foreign movie, best movie for foreign.
See that.
You think Todd Phillips is gonna win?
No, I think Martin Scorsese's going to win.
Oh God!
Even though
Really?
I want my 3.5 hours
Really?
left.
I would love it.
I want
too.
it back.
Yeah.
I want those. I would love.
Do you think it's one of those hierarchies like, oh, let's
Yeah.
give one more to
Yep.
Scorsese for being the director?
So I actually circled The Irishman. That was my I really think that's going to
Wow.
win. However, I put my question mark by Quentin Tarantino Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
I love that.
Out of
So-
curiosity,
Why not?
who votes in the Oscars?
The people who
I
work
can't-
in
People
the
who
fields.
do it, the directors vote for directors.
Oh, okay,
the,
okay, okay.
The
So
editors
you have a
vote
really
for the
good point.
editors.
Yeah.
What it?
Yes.
I was
director.
amazed at the other movies.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think they're probably gonna give it to 1917 to
Sam
Sam
Mendes.
Mendes
Yeah.
because I also a lot of the crew, like the editors, they did Dunkirk, so that's why it has the
Great
same
movie.
Dunkirk one. So this has a lot of that kind of
Similarities.
cinematography similarities.
Yeah.
I personally, I thought Tarantino was great. I really love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love the way it was done. I wish that what's it? Waikiki.
Taiki
I wish
Waititi.
Jojo
Yeah.
Rabbit. I wish he was nominated because
Yeah.
he loves that one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
me too.
He's-
I agree with you.
I don't even know why they did not nominate him.
Me too.
Exactly.
But I would give it to Bong Joon-ho also, Parasite. It's
really?
just the way, just
Bong
the,
Joon-ho.
just the way the movie was
question.
done. It's just it's just very unique. It's just remember we're talking about the shots. We're talking about the cuts. The
I was
edits,
looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the
story.
shots.
It's and the reason a lot of the war movies win because it's big. It's
It's epic.
humongous.
Very
it's
epic.
It's very epic.
Yeah.
So movies like Joker and Parasite are very similar. But those kind of movies are kind of dark and this and that snuck up on you and so they normally don't get a recognition like a massive epic film like war movie.
Yeah.
But I will give it to unfortunately the Jojo Rabbit's not there, but Bong Joon-ho.
Jojo Rabbit should be there.
Because I do agree with you that it's cinematic.
Yeah,
It really,
cinematic.
Yeah.
when you picture old-fashioned movie or any kind of movie, if you want to see it on the big screen,
Yeah.
that's what you want to see. You want to see
A
the
big
grandeur of
cinematic thing,
it.
yeah.
But yet,
All the war movies.
we're in a genre where, for example,
But-
the three movies I saw, Marriage Story, Irishman,
Yes.
and Two
Also-
Popes, Netflix, on my little iPad. I'm watching it that way, so
But not only that,
I understand what
but
you say
also
about
Jojo Rabbit had huge cinematic shots.
Yes.
Listening to
Oh,
yeah.
the
the
Brilliant.
war sequences,
really widespread shots too,
yeah.
like Dunkirk or
Right, yeah.
So I'm surprised that it's not on.
Jojo Rabbit got fucked in this.
So I will probably give it to Jojo Rabbit, but it's Bong Joon-ho.
Since it's
because-
not in the
Yeah.
You need- Mm-hmm.
thing, but I
Yes.
agree with
Okay.
you on that.
Yeah.
I agree
Alright.
with you on
What's
that.
next, my dear?
the final, the big one.
So did everybody do their thing?
Yes.
Did
Yeah.
you do-
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So now is the last and really bum 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 most
bum.
exotic award, best picture.